Straight from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree.
So, what's up, guys? Welcome to our fourth podcast. Hope you are doing great. I also hope that you are liking our past episodes. Make sure that you are watching all the episodes. Today we have a very interesting topic for anyone looking to create profitable and successful ad campaigns. So make sure you stay till the end, so don't miss any of the golden nuggets. And let's start. So, how are you guys?
What's up, team?
Today we have a sexy topic, man.
Really
That's
sexy, right?
And a beautiful new guest.
Welcome, Toasty.
Toasty.
Welcome to the family, man. Yeah, man. It's really interesting, like talking about how to be able to have a successful and profitable campaign. Because it's not about running anything. It's at the end of the day, we're all in this to make some profits. So it's a really interesting topic, and it's gonna be a really nice conversation with you guys.
Yeah. We're gonna talk about how to grow the business and your business with paid advertisement. And the truth is, it's the fastest way, right, to grow with paid ads.
Yes, 100%.
I mean, organic, you can have like a nice relationship with your audience, but the truth is that if you really want to scale it like hard, man, you need to leverage like all the resources that you can use, and in this case, paid ads.
Yeah, exactly. Organic, I think, is like a good way, just like to start testing like some angles or strategies. But in order to scale, pay ads is the way to go. So
I think you need both. You need organic and paid.
Of course.
Yeah. Because people will always look for you like on Instagram or YouTube. Like I think like everyone, like even us, like it's like, who is this guy? And then we go look for the guy, even if it's not business related or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. You can put like everything in just one single basket. So it's better to have both of them.
Yeah, and the beauty of nowadays is that you can leverage any of those both basically in any platform whatsoever. So we have this is basically going to be like a conversation, just going to an ice cream shop. You're just basically just going to have a lot of different flavors, and you're going to have your own favorites. But
something pretty nice is that the four of us have had like different type of profitable ads, like some of them crushing them, some of them like breaking even, some other ones like getting one sale over there. So it would be pretty nice because it will give like more accurate position depending on when you are, right?
Exactly. Perfect. So Fabian, go ahead and drop that golden nugget first.
Oh man, thank you. Well, first of all, like for me, like having something sustainable and profitable, it's key. So besides being profitable, it's how much you can keep that going for as much time as possible, right? So how can you do that? There are a lot of different things that I really think of when you create even an offer, or the whole system of selling something or providing value or helping somebody to generate a lead or something. At the end of the day, is what's your objective. So once you know what your objective is, it's basically like when people also use the term the same term campaign as kind of when people go to war. Like they go to war for a specific thing. I want to achieve something. So for example, if you're going to sell a physical product, it can be a little different as filling out a seat of a stadium in order for you to really generate it. At the end of the day, we all want to be profitable if we're going to invest in advertising. So
the objective is really important at the beginning. Yeah,
at least for me, it determines what's the path that I should take, right? Because and people are going to talk about strategies and all this stuff, but I really like to think of principles that can allow me to achieve those exact results.
Because maybe profitable is not just about like making money, because for example, we are running some campaigns that we are not being like profitable when it comes to money, but we are getting tons and tons of leads daily. So I think like having like the right goal, like super clear, is really important.
Like the objective of the campaign as a whole, right? Let me just close this Slack thing.
Also, something that's really important to know, it's kind of understanding kind of the process of having a front end and a back end, because not a lot of people understand that, and it kind of took me a little time to get a hold and understand, because it's kind of investing, right? It's kind of, you try to invest in short term and you're going to try to invest in long term, right? So it's kind of those same principles, and we can talk about them right now. So
because actually for me, or I don't know, what do you think, guys, but like being profitable in the front end is like kind of like hard at the beginning. So like having a really solid back end is key on that.
Yeah, that's for people that don't know what that the front end is and the back end is basically like the front end of your business. See it as like the first steps that people take, right, from the moment that they click on your ad. So if they click on an ad and they go to a sales page, and in the sales page you sell a $100 product and you make the sale, that's like the front because it's the initial sale.
Yeah, like
right?
the first approach with the customer.
And you can make money on the front, which is in that initial sale. But what if you can sell a $300 product to the same buyer? Now you're making 400 instead of 100. That's like the back, because it's not the first approach. It's like the second approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can create multiple
Exactly.
backend layers. So yeah, that's just to like.
Yeah, and having that backing for me is like really important, because in my opinion it's easier to sell again to someone that already bought from you than trying to sell like to someone that doesn't know like who you are. So if you get like the lead in the front end, you sell them something there, but then you can have like a solid backend to continue making some other offers.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like going to the supermarket and buying, I don't know, some chocolates, and after you pay, they give you like a special offer only for being a customer. So this allows, in this case, like the supermarket break even with the expenses, but getting profits from the backend. In this case, for the offer for the buyers.
Did you guys see these guys, the Rappi guys, it's like the Uber Eats competition?
Yeah, exactly.
Those guys really understand the front end and back end because, dude, like basically like this company Rappi, they're like one of the biggest companies
from Colombia, if I'm not mistaken.
From Colombia, yeah, it's like the competition of Uber Eats basically. And they decided to come to Costa Rica just recently, and they were like, we're gonna give $120 worth of shipping, costs for free. So, dude, like imagine. So I'm sure they are like, okay, we're gonna take this loss up front, which is probably already in their budget.
Yep.
And then we're gonna say, but we're gonna steal all their customers, because once they spend $120
a fat
worth
percentage
of
of the competition, basically.
yeah, like for instance, if
Who does that, honestly?
If
Who
I'm
does
gonna
that?
order the food from PriceSmart the next time, I'm gonna use that app.
Yeah, exactly.
And then I'm gonna get so used to using that app that I'm not gonna use Uber Eats.
And also, you will be able to know the experience of working with them, which I think is the best.
It's the most valuable thing.
Yeah, it's the most valuable thing.
Customer experience.
Because literally, you will be like, okay, I already bought from them. It's pretty nice. I really like them. So let's do it again. And it's free, man.
And then what's gonna happen? You're gonna start referring friends. So, oh man, have you used Rappi? I used it the other day, man. So convenient, so fast. I just go into an app, blah 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 blah. Same thing.
Yeah.
And basically, the intention of their marketing, as I can understand, is basically what's the easiest way to get into somebody's like head.
Yeah.
Something for free. So I'm just gonna give you a bunch of my service for free, which is something that it's a similar service that you have previously used with either Uber Eats or Uber or Globo or whatever the competition is in your country. Doesn't matter, but the offer is brilliant. I'm just gonna offer you more of what you've already been using for free, so you can leverage it, and basically a huge percentage based on the customer experience that you're talking about is gonna stick with me, and I'm just gonna have him. Now when the offer is gone, okay, prices go back up, but I captured that lead and now it's my prospect.
Yeah, but I think that it also like needs to have like a really solid strategy, because for example, Rapid, I'm pretty sure that they are not being like profitable in the, like upfront, like in the front end, but they already have like a strategy like, okay, we already got like this client, what's next in order to start becoming profitable? It's the same thing for the ads, I think.
Yeah.
If you don't have like a strategy on what's going to happen after someone watches my ad for the first time, or after someone watches like, or goes to my landing page for the first time, you are not going to be like profitable. And I think that's like a really common like mistake at the beginning, because for example, when I was starting out in e-commerce, I was running like all my traffic just like to call audiences and all that stuff, like, but I never had like a really strategy. This guy came to my site, what's next in order to like start becoming profitable? So I think that in order to be profitable, you need like to have a really solid like strategy or game plan on what are like the next steps after someone makes this or this or this.
Yeah,
100%. Like
That's
I think that's kind of something that works for them, because if you really think about it, their market is so strong that now the competition, like you're basically, and I believe kind of their idea is to basically go and expand within countries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like the hot water is already being invented, right? So it's really important, of course, the strategy you're talking about, kind of the thinking behind that strategy
Yeah.
that can end up in something huge as this.
I think they know they can afford to spend more to acquire the customer,
Yeah.
right? Which is
Yeah.
that's like the like
Higher CPA.
Yeah, yeah. So like one of the most important principles that we hear all the time is whoever can afford to spend more money on advertising to acquire a customer wins, basically. And I'm sure these guys are like, we can afford to spend a lot of money and
Yeah.
acquire these customers because we know we're gonna eventually take
Yeah.
over.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm
I mean,
sure Uber
that-
Eats is
I'm
shit in
sure
their
that
pants.
they're not thinking on getting money or like rocking the business for the first year or the second. I'm sure that they are making this a strategy, and it's the same with paid ads because you want to make it. I mean, literally, you want to take it for years. You want to
Yeah, it's
crush the
positioning.
market in
They're-
your niche.
They're
Mhm.
positioning themselves for a bigger play,
Yeah.
and basically it's here to stay.
So let's summarize a little bit about what we talked. So basically, we mentioned to have a clear objective of
Yeah.
okay, I'm launching this campaign for what,
Mhm.
right? To generate a lead, and then the lead is we're gonna do what with the lead,
Exactly.
or like we're gonna choose.
I'm just
you know,
gonna have for example, a store that it's, for example, a physical store that it's basically just it's a new, it's kind of a launch. So it's
Mhm.
kind of I just need people engaging in my ad so people can know that I'm opening up. That can be
Uh-huh.
another
Yeah, there's a ton
objective.
of-
And also really defining like, okay, what's gonna be profitable for me? Like
Yeah.
getting money right away, or for me being profitable is like acquire a customer, be able to lose money in the first month, 2 months,
Yeah.
but you know that you will be profitable in the next 5 weeks, 6 weeks,
Mhm.
2 months, 3 months. So literally having like that mindset clear since the beginning.
Yeah,
And also, actually, I think that we were talking about that in the last episode, but here another important thing is knowing your numbers.
Yes.
Because if you don't know like how much you can spend to acquire a customer or the lifetime value of the customer or something like that, it's like kind of gambling. You are
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
put
you
like
don't have
the-
any vision
Exactly.
based on the KPI. So
Yeah,
that's kind of something
exactly.
that we just
Mhm.
chime in basically in the
Yeah.
conversation. But
So knowing your numbers is key
knowing
on
your
that.
numbers.
So okay. So the objective, the part of
The offer could be.
the
We were talking about having a
Yeah,
really
yeah.
good offer.
yeah, like the offer
Rappi.
of these
Or
guys,
Rappi,
Rappi
yeah.
is the free
Yeah.
$120 free. That's their offer.
Mhm.
The
and,
strategy.
and literally understanding like the game that you are right now.
Mhm.
So for example, I have clients that they're doing drop shipping.
Mhm.
Okay, they're selling physical products, and literally their mindset sometimes is just like, okay, I want to spend $100 and get money right away. But I mean that's part of the game that they want to play, right? For example, in our case, we are right now super focused on generating leads. Of course, we have a strategy to get money on the front end, but we know that our real money will be in the back end.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's like the game that we're at. So something that I feel that is super important is like, okay, this is my game, these are the rules, I'm gonna crush them. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, because let's say our game might not make sense to someone that's looking to make money right now, because they're
Yeah.
like, hey, why would I run that campaign if I can run this other one? It's like two different types of games.
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
people really have to define like what's their game. Like for instance, I remember this campaign that I ran for my Instagram profile. Remember the one I'm walking in the beach and
Yeah.
everything?
Hey, my name is Sebastian
Yeah.
Gomez.
So many people saw that video. It's crazy. But basically, I think I spent like $30,000-$40,000 on that ad, and it was just to get people to follow me on Instagram.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, why the hell would I do that, right? Like, who? So it's not to be famous because I don't
Yeah,
care about
yeah.
that stuff. But I knew that once I got a follower, I was gonna do a good job, putting out content. I was still doing it. So I
Mhm.
said, okay, every follower eventually will pay off. And actually,
It's like a potential client.
yeah, so this campaign that had the objective of getting someone to follow me, that, I mean, it for most people it wouldn't make sense because it doesn't make money. But then I was finding a way to convert the followers into sales.
Yeah.
So in reality, it was directly related to making money, but it was a different game. But
Yeah.
it was
100%.
the numbers were hard, man, to keep track of that because
Now you reached like 5 million persons. I remember like, I don't know,
Yeah.
5 or
no,
7 million.
the views were like 3 million views. The reach was a lot
Yeah.
more. But dude, how much time have I been monetizing that audience?
Yeah.
Months and months. I haven't been spending any money on
Yeah.
ads. So like, yeah, that's a perfect example.
Yeah.
I think that we should discuss because we've had like several like profitable ads. Okay, we all had like ads that we crush it, and also ads like these ones that we're running right now, like with a more mid-term and long-term strategy. So let's start with you, Fabian. Let's talk about, I don't know, your, like an example of a profitable ads or a profitable campaign that you've been running to.
Yeah, for sure. So, you know, this is like a really great opportunity to talk about kind of, you know, a physical product that most people will be doing either through drop shipping or e-commerce or, you know, affiliate marketing or generating a lead. Let's start with, you know, the difference between lead generation and let's say selling a product through e-commerce.
Yeah.
So of course the objective is going to be different because you can either be selling an info product on the lead generation, or you can be you know, doing a specific service. So let's put an example as a dentist. So the job of a dentist is, for example, charge how much, like, I don't know how expensive it is in other countries, but let's say from $100 to $300, depending on the, you know, what you're getting done on the so that's kind of the front end offer. So my objective will be looking for people or for leads. It could be name, phone number, email for the dentist to be able to call these people and sell this $300 basic package, and definitely upsell them for other services, or he needs any specific, you know, any specific, I don't know, surgeries or dental work, and he's going to charge 10, 5, 3K for it. So he's already in the back end generating that money. So that's one great example.
Okay.
And that basically can be done through, you know, generating engagement through videos, time-lapsing projects, for example. Someone that, you know, has, you know, not so much pretty teeth, and they just walking through that doctor and they just end up having this beautiful smile, and that's a happy customer. So happy customer, happy smile, everybody's making money, right?
Happy cash. Happy
So
bank account.
now let's go to the other side. So now I'm selling a product. Oh, but first, imagine this effort of just getting customers to someone, but this person is not doing a great job of attending their customers. So what's going to happen?
Yeah.
The lead generation campaign, it's completely worthless. So that's something really important. The product and the offer has to be incredible.
And the branding.
Yeah, at the same time, the branding kind of goes in between those, because if you really think of it, like if you're selling crap, garbage in, garbage out at the end of the day. So you're just, you know, you're spending money in advertising without an objective, which was basically keeping that customer and monetize it for the long run. So now let's switch to, you know, let's say selling a product, physical product. Let's imagine that we're selling, I don't know, now that, you know, we're kind of entering winter, let's say winter boots, that it's in it's out there.
Winning products.
Winning products. So basically you're selling boots. Okay. So now you know that you're basically targeting people that, of course, like boots. And because it's getting cold, you're targeting winter. Okay. So the idea, of course, is having a product that it's high quality, hopefully has a branding. If you don't have a branding, of course, there will be drop shipping, but at least having a happy customer experience, or having a really high quality product, shipping it in time, and having your customer happy. Top responsibility of, you know, doing lead gen or doing, you know, physical e-commerce or whatever. At the end of the day, that's the most important thing. So if you're doing this, of course, you need to know your numbers, like you were talking about. Okay, so this product costs me this. Okay, how much is the shipping? How much is the packaging, branding, etc.? And how much can I afford to spend to acquire a customer? And that will be ending me up with my profit margins. Okay, so of course we're gonna have the highest profit margins, but in able to do that, you have to have everything that I just discussed covered, right? So you can definitely do this through Facebook ads, which is the easiest way to target people. Like we have 4.5 billion accounts in Facebook, so you can target anybody in any country with this specific type of interest and run a specific, you know, video view, PPE, and website conversion campaign with that specific objective of selling a physical product online. And the you know, what will be the desired result of shipping this in time, the customer receiving it in the timely manner, and the customer opening the package and loving the product. And hopefully you can, you know, of course, using human psychology and marketing, start building that relationship up into buying more boots, more products, more whatever product you're selling, or whatever more you're creating based on the branding that you're talking about, right? So in a nutshell, really fast, at the end of the day, it's just a matter of doing what's right for the customer, because at the end of the day, that's the only way that you can monetize a list, and you can really build relationships and experiences that's at the end of the day what's going to be worth it.
And actually, there's not like a specific blueprint for like for Facebook and YouTube and let's say LinkedIn that we were testing
Yeah,
LinkedIn,
exactly.
like I think it's the same concepts, right? Like for this client that we're helping, like he already has an amazing branding,
Mhm.
he has an amazing product, and it's just like getting in front of the audience, which is what
Yeah.
we're working on. So yeah, we discovered that we're not running a lot of LinkedIn ads before, right? And now we're targeting like specific groups on LinkedIn, which is really cool. Like in Facebook you cannot do that, but there's all these targeted people on LinkedIn that, man, like I think LinkedIn ads could work for a lot of crazy stuff.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and also I think there's like no perfect strategy, because actually we have never run like LinkedIn ads, but at the end it's like kind of the same, like kind of logistics or game plan that in the other platforms. So you really need just like to focus on like those like it's not the specific or technical stuff, because at the end like every platform changed a lot. Like LinkedIn is like really different from Facebook and all that stuff, but at the end it's like kind of the same steps that we need like to follow.
So actually, it was yesterday, Sebas, that we were talking about, or the day before yesterday, that you told me like, hey man, it's crazy. I don't really like lose a lot of money on Facebook ads, and most of the people have like the feeling that they will like lose money in the beginning. So that was pretty nice, and I think that you have like a lot of experience, like really understanding those principles. I mean, sometimes people it's different having like a game plan for a mid-term and long-term than having faith on one ad. For example, I've had clients that they spend, I don't know, $100 to realize that the product was crap or the audience was not good. But the reason why they spend so much money is because they have like the faith that I don't know, that maybe the ad will optimize. I mean, of course, there will be like some optimization process and everything, but the truth is that when you have something good, you will notice it like right away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that you're gonna make like $100K in 1 week right away, but you will notice it in the engagement and the numbers and everything. So it will be super. I mean, let's say that I'm starting out. How do I know? Of course, there are some like different variables, but how would I know like which principles like should I apply to my business to be able to, of course, invest in Facebook ads, in paid traffic, but not get into like the red zone on the faith on something that is not working on.
Yeah. So well, the first thing that it's pretty frustrating is to like be running ads and be losing money, right? Like today,
Yeah.
we're like, dude, it's kind of a slow day, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what the hell? But like that's just, like super mental game, because in the end of the day, what the only thing that matters is that the month is profitable, or the
Exactly.
semester, or the year, right? Like the daily is always gonna change, dude. Like it's crazy. There's never gonna be a
Imagine your emotions depending on your Facebook ads, man. You
Oh,
will be like
oh.
Daily.
yeah, dude. Yeah, you would be like super, like one day super happy, the other
Yeah.
day. No, but I think it's just like a matter of understanding. Like for instance, when I run a campaign, let's say what can be one campaign? Let's say for my personal brand, right? So how I see it is, okay, today I make an investment, $100, and then I figure out, okay, what did that get me in exchange? It gets me a lot of stuff. It gets me, well, first of all, exposure, just exposure. Getting-
attention.
Just attention, for me, that's profit.
Yeah.
Because you don't monetize it immediately, but once you know who someone is, there's a chance someone will buy. So you get the profit of exposure, you get the profit of getting someone in their retargeting list. So if someone hits the website, I don't know, digitalROIsolutions.com, they didn't buy, but I'm gonna retarget them. So I think that's also considered profit.
Yeah.
Of course, the lead, and if it's a call, whatever. But how I see it is that every time I run ads, there's something profitable, regardless if I lost money or not. So it's like, okay, what was that type of profit? Could be the exposure, could be something else. How can I monetize that like type of profit later on? So that's why I told you, like, I never really lose money on campaigns on the long term. Well, the first thing is because I never really spend too much upfront. Dude, we always start with $10 a day, right?
Yeah, doesn't matter if you already crushed it. We always start.
Yeah, I mean, like $10 a day, before per ad set, but like now $30 per day per campaign. And it's not like we're gonna spend $1,000 a day if we don't know what works.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But we just do it if it works.
Those are great numbers for, like testing wise, to exactly go to what you were talking about of finding a winner, finding something that really works. It's really finding what works, and then you can even think of, optimizing and scaling. But if you don't have something consistent, like, it's just basically interpreting the data and learning how to, leverage the data to either, get an email or get someone that visited your site, back in the funnel, or having someone that don't know you into the funnel, et cetera, et cetera. So I think those
you know what I also could add to that is like for instance, for the bodybuilding campaign that we were running, let's say that we were running the first photo or video that we were testing, we were getting $4 leads. So if we didn't have any experience on the niche, we would say, oh man, $4 is awesome. We're crushing it. But I knew that before I was getting 50-cent leads, so dude, $4 sucks. So we need to improve. And then we found the other image, which is like 40-cent leads. So I think like just that, like having experience on, okay, these are the types of costs I'm looking for. That's something that really helps us, because for instance, if we're running bodybuilding campaigns, we know we're aiming for 50-cent leads. If we're running e-commerce lead gen, we know we're aiming for 15-cent leads and not $2.
Yeah, actually, to add to that is something that happened to me. From the students that I've had, sometimes they ask me like, okay, man, tell me like a specific cost per link click that tells me that it's a winning product
metrics.
Or not a winning product. Like, tell me the exact number that if I see that number, I scale to $100 a day to $1,000 a day. And I always tell them like, man, there's no way that I can tell you that. You need to really first, you need to understand your numbers. Okay, you need to know like, okay, which numbers will be like important for me. I always like to get like suppositions like for the numbers. So for example, if I have a low cost per unique link click, I always say like, okay, man, this is nice. This means that the ad is cutting people attention, so it's working. So there's something good going on. I see that there are a lot of landing page views, but literally no add to carts, no nothing. I say, okay, what might be happening? Maybe they saw something pretty awesome in the ad, but they got disappointed when they reached, when they go to the landing page. Can be by the price, can be by the description, can be by the no testimonials, can be by a lot of things. But literally what is important about this is like interpreting, like getting a story behind the numbers, and really understand like, okay, maybe for e-commerce, cost per unique link click, landing page views, conversion rate, like all those things can be important. But maybe for a lead generation campaign can be, okay, how much is costing for me for one person to watch the full video, or how many people are watching the 50% of the video, which is the most important part, or the 30% or 25%. So literally it's about understanding your numbers depending on the niche that you are at.
Yeah, it's really hard to define a specific number. I mean, you can only define a number once you have experience.
Exactly.
Because like for
understanding of the metrics, right?
Yeah. Like for instance, for the dog training thing, I'm pretty sure you know what's your ideal cost per lead. Yeah. Like if I run those campaigns, I don't know if $3 is good, or if 1 is good,
or if $10,
or if 10, maybe 15 is good. Like but you only learn that because you run the ads. So I would have to go through all that experience to finally get my ideal
reference.
No, my reference number, my ideal cost per. So I think it's people gotta like really understand that. Like the only way at least we've got our reference numbers is by doing
it's by experience. It's by experience. And of course, like they're gonna be like specific, let's say like frameworks for doing specific objectives, because of course, like you cannot not have a structure and build a multi-million a month dollar business, which is what everybody here is trying to achieve, right? So it's more of, I think the easiest way, it's kind of learning how to drive a bicycle. Like you of course, like you see people like going and mountain biking and going downhill fast as they can, and you've never ridden a bicycle, you're just learning how to drive a bike. So it's kind of having that exact same patience, but really understanding the control that you need to have, the experience, the speed, like knowing when to put the brakes or cut the ads. Like learn when you're losing, and if you're losing, learn how to lose a little bit, not a lot, right?
Yeah, but that's one thing that I think that a lot of people, they look to be profitable like since day number one. So what would you recommend like to those people? Because we have run like tons of campaigns that were not being profitable, like obviously since day one, but maybe after day 5, 6, 7, or even 10 we start crushing it. So a lot of people, I think that they are being like too impatient just like by the fact of being profitable since day one. So what would you recommend like in order to handle that?
Man, like first things first, and super honest, just spend the time learning the metrics and interpreting the data of whatever platform you're using. Because if not, you're just pretending.
Yes.
Right. And it took me months, I can't even say years, to be, of course, in the position that I'm in right now. But still, it doesn't mean that I'm not gonna keep learning, because everything's gonna be moving.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna be different. You're gonna be different strategies, different ways, different ads that Facebook will be using as a different placement every single year. And we've been growing like from this since we started. So it's understanding that things are gonna change and really focusing on the numbers, because at the end of the day, that's what matters. It doesn't matter if you're using ads today with a orange frame, or tomorrow, or 2 months before now with a neon frame. At the end of the day, it's the type of decisions that you make based on what you're doing, because it's kind of not knowing what you're doing. It's kind of what we were talking about earlier, like flying blind, not understanding the numbers. It's like, yeah, can I raise the budget? But how can I raise the budget if I'm, not profitable?
Exactly.
You cannot. Like, you have to literally, like, pause the ads, make some decisions, come up with a new way of interpreting what you spend on it. What you were talking about, like knowing the front end metrics versus the back end metrics, and that's basically understanding the traffic that you're sending to your site versus the traffic that it's landing to your site and it's taking an action. So it's kind of knowing those carts like a train in order to make those better decisions.
And also, man, like run traffic every day, even if it's $3 a day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Because like
You will be learning.
like $3 is gonna tell you, it's gonna give you some data, not too much data, but you're gonna be able to say, okay, today I spent $3. These are my stats for today.
Yeah.
And today you analyze the stats,
and you see patterns like going on. So like you see, like, okay, yesterday the cost per link click was, I don't know, 50 cents. Today is $1 and I don't know, like $1.5. So that's not good. Okay. So actually, some of the clients said, they told me like, okay, man, I have a list of 10 products, 15 products I want to test. I want to test them, like all of them right away, to move fast. And I will tell them like, man, okay, it's better if you test like 2 daily, so you start getting the metrics, so you start understanding the business, so you can start like
to
understanding
first.
your audience, the type of products. So you have like some conscious on knowing like what might be the best for you. And actually something that I always tell them, like, to understand the metrics and everything, is like, okay, if it's a dude, I tell them like, okay, man, imagine first you need to define like your ideal girl, okay? The girl that you will marry, that you will be like the most happy guy in the world, okay? And you tell me like, man, black hair girls are my favorite. So I tell them like, okay, imagine like black hair being like the cost per link click. But that doesn't mean that you will marry every girl with black hair, right? That means that you need to know her personality. You need to know, like, I don't know, her family, her mindset. Those are like all the other, I don't know, like the other metrics. And you will make the decision when all the other metrics like mix together in a nice,
Yeah,
and
because
smooth way.
hope you guys are taking note, because
Yeah.
Mr. Coach Romance Guille is giving up all the golden nuggets, guys.
Yeah, because also I think that a lot of people, they rely just like in one like metric or something like that, because at the beginning I think that most of the people, like, the only metric they see is like, okay, purchase, like
Most
0, 1, 2.
Yeah, dude,
So if they see like 0 purchases, okay, unsuccessful ad, let's cut it off.
I think not only that, it's like purchase conversion value. Okay,
Yeah,
I spent
yeah.
$1. Do I have 1,000 already?
Yeah, so for example, like regarding to add there, it's like when we're running the sandals, I remember that we were testing like 50 products before that. We had like, I don't know, some good numbers, some sales, but then we run like specific products, in this case like sandals, and the numbers were good. We launched like 3 and good numbers, no sales. But since we have good numbers, we knew that something was going on. Then we launched this campaign, and man, it was the perfect girl.
Yeah. It had
Had everything, had
no, but
consistency.
like for instance,
yeah,
no, for instance, the all the other
it was
sandals,
super sexy, man.
all the other sandals had good cost per click. Like let's say
Yeah.
30-cent cost
Cheers
per
to
click.
that, man.
So they were so for instance, that's the nice girl personality, right?
Yeah.
They all have a nice personality. But then these sandals, they had a nice personality. They were consistent.
Man, she was
They
a
were-
keeper, bro.
Yeah, the warrior. So yeah, that's nice.
So yeah, I mean, it's like really understanding, like putting a story behind everything.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, I have good numbers. Here might be something good. Let's, I don't know, go deep there. Sebas told me like entry points. Like literally always find like the entry points that can give you like the winning door, so you can have like your biggest prize and the most profitable campaign.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but I think that's why you always need to be like spending money on ads, because if you don't run ads, you're not going to understand like the metrics or
Yeah, it's impossible. man.
Exactly.
You can buy as
Impossible.
many courses.
Yeah.
It would never be the same because
Exactly.
the guy of the course,
Yeah, they
he
have
has-
their own metrics.
they have their own metrics and numbers. It's very hard to explain that.
Man, like I was saying, man, it's like you have to learn to ride the bike by yourself. Like
Mhm.
I cannot teach you how to ride a bike by yourself.
Yeah,
the
you
only
can
way
watch
you
it-
can do it is like if you go by yourself
Yeah,
and
you
you
can watch
crash
a
and burn
video.
and wake, like come
Yeah.
back and learn from what you did and
Mhm.
just keep going. And it's the only way. Like if there was a magic pill that will tell you, yeah, this is a magic pill that
Oh, man,
it will
give it
make
to
you
me.
$1 million, I'll drink 100 in right now. But there is no pill. The only pill of life, I think, it's consistency and just trusting what you're doing. Like trusting
Consistency and
yourself.
practice.
Yeah, man. Like you really have to go and learn of, like I still make mistakes. Like it's impossible. I'm a human being. Like I would love to have 12,000 clones of myself because of course I will be able to have, someone doing 12,000 times the same work that I do in a day.
Yeah.
But for that, there are, systems and operations, but that's a complete different conversation. But I was thinking because, like profit and keeping it, it's really important. But how about ways that you can, for example, keep that going and being creative and having, for example, being able to milk, for example, one campaign, one product, what other things you will do to keep making money out of that specific thing?
Yeah, that's what we were talking about the other day. That of the $10 million blueprint, which is like profit from this, and once we profit from that, we leverage to profit from that, and then we take the leads and we sell the leads, and it's like
It's like a chain.
so. In the end, it's like the first campaign. I mean, the goal obviously was to make profit, but
Mhm.
that would lead to all the other things. So
But we
So-
already have a strategy, so
yeah,
that's
yeah.
why
But for
we
instance,
know.
I think to give a more concrete example, let's say you are, I don't know, generating the fitness leads, right? So you get the leads, 50 cents, you paid for one lead, perfect. Now you might go and sell a supplement to that person. Let's say they buy, okay, $30. But now what? So the next move can be, let's send 3 emails per week and offer, a fitness course. That's the second move. And then the third move can be, let's speak with a bodybuilding coach and make a webinar and sell them a $2,000 program. And then finally is like, let's sell, I don't know, the lead to someone else
Masterminds or events.
or events. So it's like that lead, it was just like the entry point.
Mhm.
Was like the first piece of the chain.
Exactly.
I was also thinking about, also, for people that, might not, specifically think of the fitness niche as something that they will be relating. It's kind of having a business and looking for different angles to sell it to. And you can do that vertically and horizontally. For example, if you're a newborn father, like your wife is going to, first of all, make you buy everything and more. Okay, but what other ways can you sell? Because the baby is going to grow. So you're going to start, sending him ads, for example, school,
Mhm.
health, finance. What other ways or what other, for example, things you might, offer to someone if, they're really looking into selling something. And I believe like using different angles and verticals can be the most powerful way of also like if someone has something specific looking for other ways. And if they're, for example, in the fitness niche, you can talk about, for example, having a great diet or health
Mhm.
or other different things, because it can also, be like plugged in to your audience right now, because it could be, yeah, I want to build muscle, but I also want to be healthy, and I want to keep it. So it's kind of how
and
can
also
we
want to get rich.
yeah, of course, and that's how everything starts, because one lead can be 10 leads in a second.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of that, mission of intent that we're trying to do as marketers, and a lot of people are trying to basically, make a profit, build something that is valuable, right?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yes.
Let's summarize.
Yeah, let's wrap things together.
Let's summarize 1 point each about launching profitable campaigns. Start with you,
Okay,
so we can wrap up.
the first thing that I would do is like, okay, create the game plan. Like, understand your business and create your game that you are at, and create a game plan on how you're gonna play that game. So on that point, you will be able, like, okay, which will be my, you will talk about those topics, but which will be my metrics, will be my game plan, how can I get money from it, like all the pieces of the chain, but start with the outcome clear. Like,
Mhm.
okay, ask yourself, really, what's my business? In which game I'm playing? Then how do I want to play this game?
Mm-hmm.
And from there, all the strategies will come up.
Mhm. Yeah,
David.
perfect. Yeah, for me it would be like having like a really solid strategy on what's going to be like the next steps after like a specific action happens. So yeah, like I was telling, okay, yeah, this person saw the ad, or this person came to the restaurant, or this person, whatever action you want to put there, and what's going to be after that. Because like the example that we were using about Rappi, I'm pretty sure that they know like exactly what's going to happen, or what they are going to do after. Okay, yeah, they got like the client, they were not being profitable at the beginning with the first like shipping and all that stuff, but okay, yeah, here is how we are going to be profitable after that. And also like putting something like extra there, knowing your numbers. So okay, yeah, how much can I spend like to acquire a customer, or to make a sale, or to get a lead, or something like that. So yeah, for me it's about like strategy and knowing your numbers.
Mm-hmm. And then it kind of like ties up to the one that I wanted to say to us. The only way you're gonna know your numbers if you run ads, right?
Yeah.
You cannot expect to become a good advertiser if you never run ads,
Mhm.
right? So running ads every day, $5 a day, $10 a day, and you will learn something from $5 a day.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, more than with zero,
Of course.
for sure.
More than with just a book or
And
or
also
a YouTube video.
Yeah, but you can also buy, you can also buy a course as an additional thing to see what the numbers of the other guy,
Yeah.
whatever. But yeah, run ads every single day.
Yeah,
So-
100%. So you talked about basically the game
Game.
plan. You talked about knowing your numbers.
Yep.
And you're talking about running ads
Knowing the numbers and the steps.
and the steps, definitely the strategy. So that's basically, at least now that, of course, I agree with what you're talking about. Number one, I'm not going to say no. I really want to just say that all of this is tied to basically what you do and your intention. So it's more about what type of product you're putting out there and the offer that you're using, because none of this will make any sense if you're not selling, for example, a fresh bread out of the oven that a stale old bread. So that changes everything. So at the end of the day, it's, if you're going to start with an intention, start with the intention of doing things right and building something sustainable and valuable for your customers, because if it's not, you're going to be looking for customers the rest of your
every
Mm-hmm.
life.
single day.
And it's more expensive to look for new customers and find a way to get more of for the customers that you already have.
Yeah,
100%.
100%.
That's awesome, guys.
For
All right, guys. I think that's it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Perfect.
Wrapping
Well,
things
guys,
up.
Hope you guys have enjoyed it.
Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys watched our past episodes. And if you like it, then just share it with a friend. Comment saying you liked it. And
Follow us.
And follow us.
There's a lot
That's
more
it.
to come, guys.
All right, guys. Have a good one. Peace. Thanks for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Peros.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bomba.
Hey guys, if you found value in this episode, be sure to go to Tropical Gangsters Call to schedule a call with the Tropical Gangsters to get a personalized game plan to crush your business. It doesn't matter if you're starting out or if you're a more advanced business owner, we can help you out. So go to tropicalgangsterscall.com, to schedule your call today. See you in the next one.
See ya.
See you.